I'm not.
Yeah, let's go! Let's go!
Yes,
Oh
let's.
my god.
I didn't think they would. Oh my god.
Keep us in suspense. Oh my god. This sounds underwater, doesn't it?
This sounds
You
frightening.
can hear water. Oh!
What?
Okay, let's all relax.
Oh, it's her point of view.
Yeah. Yeah, this is cool. I like this.
Should have never.
Oh, I like seeing Ruby's point of view. That's cool. Cause that's crazy. Like they thought they were gonna die. You know what I mean? Oh, so this is the void vanishing. What? Wow, this is pretty cool. What? Neo, Jesus Christ! You are in the void and you're still hitting each other. Whoa! Oh, that's cool. That's fucking brutal, Neo. Jesus.
Oh my god!
Everyone
No,
knows
no, Penny!
Damn.
Jesus fuck! You can't be friends?
No! She's trying to kill her, bro. She's just trying to choke her to death.
Oh my god.
The waves. So I guess they were fighting, and then they fell. Wherever they fell. Oh, that was cool. Woo! Oh my god, starfish! Oh, those are like huge.
I know, I
Those
think
are,
we're
like,
gonna see
massive.
giant crabs.
Oh my god. Oh, see, you hear people. Somebody called her, but who is that?
Does she have Crescent Road? I mean,
Well,
Crescent
it
Road
fell
is there.
somewhere. I'm sure
Yeah.
she'll find it. Oh my god, look how massive everything is. Is that to scale? Like, we need to. Oh my god.
They look
wow,
really
this
big
is so
in the opening.
beautiful.
Two
suns?
suns?
Oh my god. Spider Riders, here we go.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, this is so cool. Wow. Oh my god, Hunter, this is crazy. Like, this is crazy.
This is... I don't...
Like, I can't believe, like,
I'm so...
I can't believe this. Damn.
Oh, but
That
so she's
was
not with
really
Neo.
cool.
Neo went to a different spot after
That
they
was
threw
so
him.
cool. I love that. Oh my god, we definitely need to talk
Made me
about that.
feel tonight she made a...
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, it looked like that. Honestly. All right, everyone. I cannot even remember my reaction. Like, I have literally, like, I blacked out from
It
screaming.
was
so
a lot of, like, fear. I felt it like a real guttural
Yeah.
danger to my body
and so now
fear.
we're just gonna go through the recording of the clip and like do a little analysis, do
Yes.
a little I cannot believe that we're back doing RWBY analysis.
Ah.
Like this is crazy.
Nature is healing.
I know. I
So
love
there was
the
a little noise there. That diddly diddly diddly.
Yeah, it's music.
I just wonder if it's like...
This could also be work in progress music
Maybe.
too. Like
That's true.
just
Because it is a work in progress.
yes. And so okay, so I love this. Like I
Yes.
love how RWBY is like in first person mode. Imagine, I don't know what they said that they recorded it like Lindsay saw the footage
Yes.
and she tried to like match
Yeah.
it, I believe.
ARD.
But imagine if you were wearing a VR headset and seeing this footage. They probably watched it on a TV, but I feel like that would be really cool if that's how they recorded
The
it.
RWBY VR experience
Exactly.
would be great.
And so then we obviously have this is
yes.
RWBY Vision, let's call it, from when Yang shoved her out of the way. And I thought that was so cool. Like I really liked seeing this. Like look at how scared RWBY was too. Like she's like clinging on to Blake, because that's something that we have to keep in mind, right? Is
They
that
look at
literally
each other.
They thought they were gonna die. Like you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like I mean like it wasn't a sure death, but it was like 99% chance of death. They didn't know what would happen. And so like
First off,
RWBY's like
yeah.
holding on to Blake and then they get
and
separated.
they look at each other.
Yeah, probably because Blake was like, you know, Yang died to protect like her sister, and
I'm
now
gonna
I
protect
failed
RWBY.
to protect
I've
her
adopted
sister,
RWBY.
and now we're both not right. Like I feel like that there's
Also,
just, like, so
I
much.
feel like RWBY would panic. Blake would say fuck.
Yeah.
She'd be like, ah, fuck! And then
Oh, and I
fall
love
into the
like I
abyss.
love the ringing in your ear type thing. Like I think that that's always a good one.
Simple and clean.
Okay, yes.
are the
So
way
this,
that you
I'll
make
insert a
it
picture,
feel.
but this is
Nice.
Kingdom Hearts. I'm
It
sorry.
is.
Like you know that end scene
She
in Kingdom
pops
Hearts
up on a beach.
where all of the stars are falling from the okay. And so I really liked this because, like, what does this mean? Like, is this just
energy?
the place falling apart? I think it's like the energy.
Souls?
And I don't, maybe not souls, but here's how I sort of see this. So
Hi, Mom. Like,
Cinder destroyed the paths, right?
Yeah.
And now the paths are being reconverted into flames because that's what Cinder asked for. She asked to fan the flames of Atlas, and that's how it's implied that Watts died. Because Watts inhaled smoke to death.
Yes.
Right? Because she, I guess, intentionally or unintentionally set a fire so he would be there, and like she made the fire more to kill him. You know what I mean? And so I wonder if what we're seeing is the path is falling apart and retransforming into the energy that would fuel, like, you know, equivalent exchange. It's like Cinder has now made her wish, so it's being transmuted. Exactly, because look at it. It looks like and it's dissipate, like it's going upwards. Where is it going? Back to fan the flames of Atlas, right? That's how I sort of see it, right? And so I think that's interesting.
I think I jumped when Neo comes out of nowhere.
But something else about this is, was it transparent? Because like that could be just like the flame. So it goes through her fingers, and so I'm like, is that because they're dead? Because we had this theory that it would be Wonderland, Underland, like there would be spirits. It was a mixture of the before time, but also the afterlife. If y'all have watched Soul, it's sort of like that was kind of the same concept that we were thinking of. Like it's a before life, but also an afterlife. We may see Pyrrha, we may see Roman. It's a whole thing. We made a whole theory. So I wonder, is this because it's like energy? It's just transparent energy, right? Or is it like to signify that they're dead? You know, we don't know. And so I just thought that that was interesting. Because it could be it could be either, I should say. Like, you know, there's no hard answer. I love that.
You scared me again.
Fucking funny.
It's so weird that, like, I think we're gonna learn a lot about Neo's character because it's weird, because I thought she would just be chill, but no, she's still fucking ready to kill
you need
RWBY.
to build up to her being chill.
I know, but
you know
I thought she would immediately think to try to kill RWBY again.
I guess,
but
no, I think that this is what makes. I think that your idea didn't make any sense. I'm so sorry, honey, but I think that like this makes a lot more sense because think about it.
Or like not that she would be chill, just that her anger would be at Cinder, but she's lashing out at anyone, which I guess makes sense.
I mean, here's how I see this. Okay, we may both be dying. Okay?
Yeah.
So I would like to kill you with my bare hands. No, but seriously, I think
what?
that's
That does sound more like Neo.
Is that she's like, you know what? Cinder betrayed me. I'm angry. I didn't even get my revenge. And so if we are both going to die, I'm gonna die with my hands around your throat. And that is her thought process.
With my boots on my feet.
Right?
Oh my god.
And so I feel like, and it's hard too because they don't have any weapons. They're just fucking fist fighting. And I love this. And then she tries.
Turns into...
So this is interesting because
the only version of Oscar she knows is beat up Oscar.
Yes, and he's like so fucking angry.
Yeah, oh my god.
I love that. But what's interesting about this, she probably also saw him when Cinder did the vision, right? So that's kind of cool. So what's interesting about this is that Neo is using the same psychological warfare as usual. Yeah. Remember how in Volume 7 she turned into Nora and she was like, right, and then Ren stopped fighting, and so I think that she's like, okay, well, who can get under RWBY's skin? Her little friend, you know, or, you know, whatever, like Oscar, right? Like, some people think this is a shipping scene. I think, though, that some people think because Oscar came to her mind first, that is like some sort of sign. I don't think so, because narratively, usually when, I don't even want to call this a trope, but the structure of 1, 2, 3 is utilized, the third thing will be the most important. Yeah. What's happening here is like, Oscar's in the top 3, okay? Yeah. Like, you know, nothing to sneer at, I guess, right? But what I'm...
Somewhere there, Blake and Weiss is like, oh, so you don't care about us then?
No.
Don't want to be tortured by visions of us.
I think the other thing to keep in mind, too, is like, Neo is doing it based on what she saw. So I think she saw Oscar and RWBY together at the party, right? When she was waitressing, she may have seen that, right? She may have like heard or seen other stuff as well. And so I feel like that, like he's important to RWBY, no question about it. But like in a narrative structure, usually it's okay. Well, Oscar's not working, so I'll try Yang. She wouldn't hit her sister, would she? She would hit her sister, right? Because RWBY knows it's not
real. They seem to have that
but
kind of relationship.
Would she hit Penny, Paul, and Dina, right? So I think that it's going from like 3, 2, 1, basically. Penny,
rule of thirds,
she's trying to like pick who could be the most important? Who will make her stop? And Penny, she's trying to pick, because Penny is maximum trauma. I think that that's the key here. So yeah, take this as a shipping scene if you want. I don't care. I just don't
I'm not going to get in a fight with people
exactly.
on Twitter
you
about
can
it.
see that it's a shipping scene, but I don't think people should overreact and think that this confirms the shipper. Oh, well, you know, she turned in Oscar first. That means Oscar's the most important. Like, usually, like, in this type of scenario, I actually see it the reverse. Penny is the maximum trauma, right? Like, I think that kind of makes more sense. So again, not to shit on anyone's interpretation, but I think that when you go from more to least like that, like with the implication that it's to get under Ruby's skin, it's like Oscar's top 3 under Ruby's skin, but Penny is, you know, first. And so then she's
I
like,
love how grumpy he looked for a moment.
And then she goes for hitting her as Yang, which is
that
like,
weird smile too. It's just Neo's like, I love how they animate Neo because she's just so animated and grumpy, and then she's like sneering and
it's amazing to see these character models act like this.
I know.
They don't. And so here's another thing that it could be, like, maybe not even like most trauma to least trauma, but also like Ruby took Roman away from Neo, from Neo's perspective. So she's trying to think, who is Ruby's Roman, right? In a sense. And I don't necessarily think that Ruby's Roman is Penny
I forgot about her.
But given the fact that Penny is probably...
Redhead that died
like Penny is going to be a lot of trauma this volume. I think that it's safe to say that she may also be picking people that, like, hurt most from that angle. Like, you took Roman away from me, so who's important to you? Your sister, Penny. Like, these people that you have lost or are losing, you know what I mean? And so I feel like, again, it's that psychological warfare. So then she turns into Yang.
I totally forgot that Neo had a death wish out for, like...
Because you don't just have, like, I'm gonna turn into someone you love to hurt you. I want you to be hurt, and the last thing you see to be being hurt by someone you love, right? Like, that's an added twist. So it's not just, I'm gonna turn into Nora because that, you know, will get you to stop attacking me. It's not even just what she did with Ren. It's, I want the last thing that you see is to be killed by someone that you loved and cared about. So first she does Oscar, right, to get that image of Oscar punch, and then her sister, like, it's almost like her own sister's killing her, and then she does Penny, right? So it's like, there's just a lot of layers to this, right? And
just, it's so weird to see Penny like that.
Yeah, I know, right? And you
she's
see
almost
Penny's choking her to death, right? Neo as Penny. So imagine that. It's like, you took away what I cared about most, and so now I am going to, the last thing that you will see on this earth is your best friend, like your girlfriend Penny strangling you. Like, there's just layers. It's not just about, oh, well, Ruby won't hit me because I'm Penny. But at the same time, like, look at how, like, with Yang, she was still willing to fight against her, but then with Penny, she wanted to push her to the side instead.
But I think that's Penny, or I mean, it's hard to tell with the first person
and so, it's hard to tell, but, like, look at this. So first she's trying to grab at her, and then she throws using Oscar.
This just feels like one of those POV TikToks where it's like, you're about to be murdered by Neo.
But, with this, it's like, you know, like, she's willing to kind of fight against Yang.
Just the that face on Penny. It's
but see how her fists unclench when it turns into Penny, though? It's almost like she's like, that's what hit her the most, is that she was fine punching Oscar in the face.
I mean, haven't we all thought about decking Oscar?
She was more fine with struggling against Yang, but she was less fine with, you know, hurting somebody in the image of Penny. And then we have, like, this green stuff down there. So I'm guessing that that's maybe even the clouds to this other world. Like, it's like kind of the surface. What's past the cloud? Like, the atmosphere of Earth, you know what I mean? That's, I backed up too much, but that's okay. And so, I love, like, the acting here, too. Like, you can tell that Ruby's, like, afraid for her life, I think. And, like, like, this is so dark. Like, to have Neo literally try to strangle her. But, then she gets loose.
And she flipped. And she doesn't flip.
Oh, look at her.
I know, she poses.
Tipping. I think she's either posing or she's making sure that she doesn't lose the hat. Right? Even in death. But, like, as she falls, doesn't it look very like Wonderland? Like that image of Alice that you see where she's just, like, you know, sitting, like, just sitting casually as she floats down the rabbit hole. I think there's definitely Alice stuff. But look at Neo. Neo's like, you're not getting away from me, bitch! You know what I mean? She's ready. But I think she goes, like, you know what I mean? That's the vibe that I got. She was like, fuck.
Roman?
Does that sound like Roman to you? Because that sounds like Roman to me.
That sounds like Roman. Is that Neo's voice?
No, that's Roman.
That's
10,000%. Roman.
Do you think that that's...
Imagine if that's Neo's
Neo's
first line,
voice?
and she never talks, but then in death she calls for Roman?
Oh, God, that's so
so-
fucked up!
Like, that's
Oh,
so
my goodness!
emotional, right? So what if she thought she was gonna die, so she just called?
Called out
Or maybe that's her as a kid, because we still have
Maybe.
the book. But it sounded a lot like RWBY, didn't it? Like, I
it
can't
sounded
tell.
like RWBY.
No, like RWBY saying it, not...
Yeah, it sounded... Yeah, I know. It sounded like she was saying... It sounded like... Yeah. It sounded like...
It sounds like
RWBY,
Roman.
but it sounds like she's saying Roman.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe it's just like, I didn't kill Roman?
Maybe that was the last echo.
Roman, I didn't kill Roman.
Yeah, maybe that's what she
Maybe.
said. Maybe, like, she, you know, after fighting off Neo, right, she was like, I didn't kill Roman! And then that was the last, and then it echoes in here.
Because this is the work in progress, so maybe
Yeah.
we don't see that scene. Maybe,
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they're hiding it on purpose.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Mhm.
The stuff on this beach looks
It's
fucking
huge.
massive.
But it's always looked huge. I think we're going to see giant crabs.
It reminds
I'm
me
excited for giant
of,
crabs.
like, do you know, I don't know if this is true, do not quote me on this, but people have said that when the world began and had more oxygen and
Yeah,
stuff, the
things-
bugs were
megafauna,
giant,
yeah,
and, like,
megafauna,
the
that's true.
plants were giant, and, like, there were giant mosquitoes everywhere, like, it was, you know, something like that. So I wonder if, because this is a more untouched world, probably no pollution.
It's like a prehistoric
you know?
world.
Did she say it twice? I hear it twice. Hold on. No, I guess not. I guess it wasn't.
No, that sounded like RWBY. That second one, she says it twice. And it sounds- That sounds like RWBY.
Yeah, that sounds more like RWBY.
Hmm. But then who would be yelling that?
Because that doesn't sound like anyone's voices.
Because why would RWBY be yelling RWBY?
It
Is
kind of
that
sounds like
Neo?
Penny.
Is that Penny?
That kind of sounds like Penny.
Okay, it might be. Yeah, it might be Penny.
But Penny would not yell Roman.
Did Penny in the end of Volume 8?
No,
did she
I don't
yell?
think
No.
so. So that could be pointing to the afterlife theory,
Maybe.
right? But this sounds really like Penny to me. Does it not sound like Taylor McNee a little bit?
It still sounds like RWBY to me.
No, I think this is a little different.
The second one.
But why would RWBY be calling for herself?
I don't know. So I'm like, I'm just. Because it's just. It doesn't have that. Maybe? Maybe it sounds like Penny?
Yeah, what if it is RWBY both times and it's not Roman?
Maybe it's Penny. I don't know.
I don't know.
These are all the options. We're putting the options on the
Yeah,
table.
I can't tell.
Yeah.
Some people also were like, oh, but what if this was Summer? But, like, that's very high. I kind of imagine Summer with more of a mom voice.
Yeah.
I know that, obviously, like, adult women have high voices. Hello, like, I'm right here. You know what I mean? But, I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to do some voice analysis or something. Because that sounded more like RWBY. Like, the
Yeah.
first one sounded like Roman,
Roman.
I'll give you that. But the other two sound like RWBY. I don't know. I don't know why.
But then I'm thinking the Penny. I don't know. I'm confused. We'll wait and see.
Imagine, okay, so I heard, or I saw a very interesting idea, and that was that this isn't actually RWBY, but this is Neo disguised as RWBY, like, from the get-go, which would kind of be interesting.
Well, she doesn't say anything.
Yeah. Two suns,
That's
spider riders,
Calxiyn.
hello. No. Well, the two suns could be interesting, because there
It's
is...
definitely not. We know this
It's
is
not
definitely
Remnant,
not Remnant.
But there
We're not
is
in
a
Kansas
story in
anymore.
the fairy tale book about the
The
man
two
who
suns?
stared at the sun and stuff.
Oh.
But then there's a separate story about the sun and how, like, they made the sun from the moon or something. Do you remember? Did you read it? I don't remember.
No,
Okay.
I read it.
So there's the man who stares at the sun, and then there's this whole thing about how, like, they basically took the moon, and they took the moon down, and they used the moon to make the sun, and the moon was all sad that they were always going to be in the sun's shadow or something.
No, I
or maybe it
recall
was
that,
the
yes.
other way around, they made the sun from the moon. Either way, we have two different sun stories, and so I wonder if that's either the moon, right, in full view, just because the moon was a smaller
Maybe.
version taken from the sun,
Maybe.
or if it has something to do with that. I mean, it could just be cool, you know?
Could
But,
just be,
like,
could just
what
be
if this...
to get you like that.
Yeah.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
But it could be like, oh, well, one of them's the moon that's out all day. Because that's what the story... I mean, the moon's always out all day. We just can't... You know what I mean, guys. But, like, if the sun was built from the moon, that would have to mean that the moon was that bright to begin... Like, you know, and so, I don't know. Maybe it could be connected to the fairy tale book. Especially as we are seeing some fairy tales. Because, look, it's also orbiting differently. Like, they're also...
yeah, you can't... I don't think you can have two suns.
Yeah, like, they're not, like... You know what I mean? One of them's going faster around the other. So, like, does the moon not orbit the sun?
I think you might be overthinking.
I'm just saying, because look at it. He's,
one's orbiting around
zooming.
the other.
What if he's not?
I don't know.
Like, what if he's not anything? What if that's, like, something else? But we don't know. But yeah, this is beautiful, by the way. Like, to see the water is beautiful. I love the detail on the starfish. Like, I know that's so random and everything.
You gotta have a nice starfish.
Yeah. Gotta have some, and like the shells and stuff, but everything
like
looks
lettuce
so
or cabbage
huge,
in
like
there.
it's crazy.
Yes, I like the idea that it's megafauna, that we're gonna see giant. Yeah.
Exactly. I like this just because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, okay, wait, there's 6, and there's 6 of them.
That's true.
And so I don't know what that means. I just think
or
maybe,
starfish could just have 6.
I know, but I'm just saying, like I don't know.
If they do
I just
they
thought
have
that
5.
was kind of interesting.
Patrick Star is 5, so.
Yeah, so see,
I
there's
take
6.
all
This
of my
is special. You
my
know?
zoological information of marine
Anyway,
life.
could it just be a
from SpongeBob.
starfish? Yes. But I think it's interesting because what if this means that everyone's at different points and they'll meet up in the middle? Like, what if it's like a metaphor, bro?
Bro?
I don't know. Bro, like, what if it's a metaphor? I don't know.
God, if they actually do blow
Oh, wow.
up.
Look at us making a 20-minute video
I'm
out
about
of
to
a
say,
2-minute clip.
like...
Beautiful. I love this. I love the water and how,
it
like...
looks, yeah, it's
I like
gorgeous.
this look from the tree. I think that this is just like the stump. I was like, oh, somebody back there? No. And so I feel like that this kind of gives us the vibe that
they
someone
pushed
or
themselves
something...
away from each other, so I get the impression that, like, Neo landed someplace else.
I agree.
Maybe she'll meet someone else.
I wonder who's watching her, though. Is it the residents of this place?
I don't know if it's like, if it's watching, or if it's
I mean,
just...
I don't know. There's something... Or,
if it's meant to communicate that she's alone on a wide beach.
Sure, but, like, it could be grim. Well, there may not be
and
grim
it's
here.
spooky
but,
forest
Yeah,
inside.
but there has to be something spooky in the spooky forest.
I guess so.
Right? And so, like, could it be Neo, that she's on the other side? Could it be, like, the afterlife residents or the before life residents that we keep bringing up all the time? Who knows? But now we at least get to see more of this world. Okay, so she's looking for her scythe, and I think she realized
I love how she's wringing out the water in her... Oh, there's birds!
Okay, yeah, those look like normal-sized birds.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if this could also be like a reference to something, but we'll have to think about that more.
Penny, so.
No, not just
what
that.
if it's like Silent Hill and you're
Oh my
tortured
God.
by your own
But like,
trauma?
you know how they have, like birds can sometimes like represent things? It would be interesting because they seem like tropical. They seem just like toucan. Hunter is not bored, guys.
I'm
You're
not
just
bored. I'm
tired.
sorry.
It's been a
I'm
long
sorry.
day.
I'm
I just want to
sorry.
clarify because people always get on your ass, but Ruby, beautiful, stunning.
Look at my girl. I want to give her a hug and tell
And
her
so,
everything's... I like her determined face.
I am inclined to think that this is Ruby just because she does look behind her for her scythe.
Yeah.
But I'm also trying to think of where Neo used to keep her umbrella. But I'm sure she would realize that she's transformed into Ruby and like, I don't know. And so yeah, it could be what if like, can you imagine if Neo transformed into Ruby, like hit her head and doesn't know who she is and then she thinks that
would
she's
be so
genuinely
weird.
Ruby? Like, wouldn't that be crazy? You know what I mean? Like she just is like, oh well, you know, I look like Ruby. I have Ruby in my memory. I guess that's me. You know, like what if I don't know? That'd be crazy. That'd be a little wacky. But yeah, I mean, she looks behind her for something. So yeah, but I love how Ruby's just like, okay, the end of the woods. And so I love how we have like so many things you can into the thick of it, and then somebody combine that with into the woods. It's time to go. I don't want to leave. I have to. That like from into the woods. And so I can't wait for the memes of like the castaways and the into the woods and the oh my god, just all the stuff. And so yeah, that was a very nice little clip. I like this big tree. So again, they all start at different points.
And they're gonna meet at the middle!
What's the middle of the starfish? It's a green middle of the starfish, okay? What's green? the tree.
I'm thinking.
Okay, so you know what I mean? If this middle of the starfish could represent the tree where they'll all meet.
I wonder if like each person will go into a different part of it that like reminds them of their own. Because I'm looking at like the orange and the green, I'm like, Penny colors?
I don't know.
I wonder if it's represent her trauma with Penny, and I wonder if it's going to be different for other places. I don't think so.
I think that we're getting a Hades Wonderland afterlife hybrid, basically.
Wizard of
like,
Oz.
You know, like I feel like that, like we had this.
I wonder if the island is in the shape of a star.
Oh my god, that'd be crazy. And so we have this big theory, right? Like, oh, is it the afterlife? Is it Wonderland? I don't see why it can't be both things at the exact same time, right? And so I feel like that this could be like the before place, like where, you know, souls that aren't born yet chill, where people get their semblances, right? Because there is this thing in the Ruby Before the Dawn novel about Sun, and before he unlocks his semblance, he has this dream of a giant tree. Yeah. And I feel like that it could be like, this is the connection with the place where magic comes from. Yeah, they may just be big chillin'. Because where did they go? We, like, you know, we always thought, like, oh, you know, maybe the dragon continents are shaped like that because they are the continents. I think it's more likely that they went into the earth, and this could be the inner earth. This could be spider riders. This could be, right? Like, that's so funny. Especially because, like, in Spider Riders, if anybody cares, like, you have the Oracle of the Underworld, and, like, Hunter Steele sees her when he falls into the inner world for the first time, and that's like her world, she's just chilling, right? So like maybe the gods like literally are chilling inside of Earth and they're just hanging. Because like we saw them leave like the planet, like the God of Darkness, he kind of left in a little huff, but like what if there's more to it than that? Maybe he came back and it was like, okay, well we'll just chill here.
I want to make an island.
Like semblance still have to come from somewhere, right? And so unless this is a self-managing area, it would kind of make sense for the gods to manage all that, right? Like to manage all that magic, to manage semblances and afterlife, and you know,
they are gods.
He pulls Ozma out of the afterlife.
That's
true. And so, right, like this is maybe where they have dominion still. Maybe, I doubt we would see them, but this could be like their little thing.
I'm just very excited for the big crabs. I'm excited.
Oh my god, I love how you're so set on these crabs.
There's gonna be crabs.
Imagine, okay, so in Kingdom Hearts 3, there were a bunch of these crabs that you had to collect in a minigame, and people memed it, and people had that little crab meme with the crabs walking along the I feel like there's so much potential for memes.
Oh god, there better be crap. I hope that like Blake or someone finds Ruby's scythe.
Yeah. I think it would be cool if everyone found each other's weapons. Like, Jean has to use Ruby's scythe, right? Like, Weiss has Neo's umbrella.
Oh,
that'd be kind of close to what she actually already uses, right? Because Jean has no weapon. So it'd be funny if it just, like, 1 degree of separate, like, it kind of went counterclockwise that everyone got the weapon to the right. Or even, like, Ruby having Neo's weapon would be kind of fucking funny. And so,
would be funny.
I am so here for it. I'm so
incredibly excited for
I hope that y'all enjoyed our little analysis, God. I mean, we just were so happy. We have ideas, okay? Don't come for us. I know it's long. I don't care.
The snippy boys.
Oh my god.
The
and
crabs.
So, that is it. I hope that y'all like our little analysis of this clip, our, I guess, second watch through of it, all of that sort of stuff. And we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.